Alright, I guess I'm going to do this. My name is Jesse Starr, better known in wrestling circles as Bojack by people I know, people I don't know. D is getting a message.
Yeah, I put it on silent. It's okay.
No, that's alright, because I want them to know you're here, because I could not do this without you.
Of course.
Bojack, yeah, name is infamous, but tonight, I guess I better start by saying what I'm here for, which is the Heartseeker Tour 2013, and it was started by a man named Law, who me and him just recently mended ways. And if you would have told me at the beginning of time, at the beginning of me and me being in the business, that I would ever have heat with somebody, the only person that would rank below him is Rocky. Law, I never thought I would have heat with. And what inspired me to do this video and inspired this whole movement was him and Chad Jones, Randy Wayne getting together and squashing their heat. And their heat was what originally started me and Law's heat. And if you don't know the story, you don't need to know it. And if you do know the story, it means that much more to know that when I heard Drake tell me Law wanted to make peace, it just quelched an anger. And it just made me realize, fuck. If I had heat with Law, and it was two-sided, if him and Randy Wayne can squash heat, there is absolutely no reason that me and a guy I never, ever, ever thought in a split second would have heat squash it. So that's what we did. And he inspired me with his videos. And Randy Wayne has inspired me with his videos, trying to set the record straight on all the bullshit he had, and squashing it with Gary, and all these things taking place around me. And I took a good, long, hard look at myself, and the person I am now, and the shit I've been through, especially in the past 4 months, and I said, I don't have time for this anymore. I don't have time for heat anymore. I do not have time in life to let this hate lay on my heart anymore. So I squashed this with Law, and I'm doing this video mainly to promote Heartseeker 2013. For everybody out there, whether you're watching this, I doubt you're watching it as a fan, because who the fuck is going to watch me as a fan? I've proven this.
I will have everybody watching it.
Yeah. Workers are who are going to watch this. My friends initially, and when they share it, I hope it gets out to other people. The main thing I want to get across in this video is all that heat, all that hate, all that backstage drama and political bullshit that comes along with wrestling. Doesn't matter what level it is that comes along with wrestling, let's squash it right now. Because you guys have no idea how strong the Carolina indie scene could be if every promoter would let down their guard and every promoter would just fucking do what we're doing in this movement right now. Because me, Chad, Drake, Law, Deanna sitting here, all these people, we have bad reputations.
I gave Drake a bad reputation when he first came into the business. Didn't mean to,
that
but I
is
did.
Inside your laundry basket, but it'll burn out, and I don't think it'll do any damage.
We gotta have some humor in here and somewhere.
I'm gonna try to inject a lot.
It's me and you, love. We will.
All of us that are doing this Heartseeker Tour 2013 were heat seekers. That's where the whole fucking pun came from.
Try not to put that in the laundry basket.
Well, hell, if there's one, there might as well be two. It's in the grass.
There you go, love.
All of us have terrible fucking reputations. And we're trying to fix that. We're trying to rehabilitate the indies by rehabilitating ourselves. And to do that, you've got to let all the negative go. And so that is what I'm here shooting this video for. Not only am I going to let my shit go. I want everybody watching to take 5 minutes and think to yourself, do I have heat with somebody that could just be easily squashed by a message or fucking talking to them? Or am I so goddamn angry that it's poisoning everything around me? Because that's where I have been, that's where I am, and that's what I'm trying to let go. And I know, as I hoist this up, what my reputation is. It's been explained to me. I am a loose cannon. I am crazy. I am a drunk. And yes, I need a little bit of liquid courage to be able to come on here and say all this shit and say what I'm going to say. But I think it's for the betterment of everybody.
I agree. Because maybe people will see if you can let it go, they can let it go too.
And if anybody watching is worried about letting it go or looking weak, I have spent my entire life, not just my wrestling career, my entire life looking strong. Nobody, the reputation I got was because nobody could fuck with me. Yeah, you could whip my ass, but you was never going to break me. Because I had too loud of a mouth, I had too big of an ego, and I had too much swagger. Not swag. Hashtag swag, no. This ain't YOLO. Swagger. And I'm letting all that go. I'm going to let everybody see how weak of a person I am. And how much this being strong shit has caused me to not only destroy my name in the business, but my name in general. The reason everyone hates me so much, or the people that do hate me so much, is because I hated myself and I would not stop hating myself. And if I was going to hate myself, you goddamn better bet everybody else was going to hate me too. And that poison that I've kept inside me since I can't remember. My mama tells me every day, you popped out of the womb an angry son of a bitch. My mama tells me every day, every time I talk to her, every time we get around the table and doing what the Bojack clan do, which is drinking a little bit, having a little bit of fun, you came out independent. By the time I was 3, I didn't need to have anything done for me. I was doing it for my damn self. And that's the way I've always been. I never needed nor wanted anyone's help. Except I've come to realize maybe I didn't want it, but I damn sure needed it. And everybody does. And I've seen that in everybody. Everybody I've ever come across, every friend I've ever had, every enemy I've ever had, everybody, passing acquaintance, everybody needs help. Everybody. Everybody is fighting some demon inside of them, whether it's as bad as mine, or a guy like Lyle Cases, a guy like Chad Jones, a guy like James Drake, Chad Drake. Yeah,
that's
combine
great.
those two, and we're all fucked.
Oh, Lord help us.
Or if it's somebody just struggling with one issue. I'm not trying to name names, but a Smashley that struggles with just one issue day in and day out. Great person. Absolutely great person. And has not found anybody to help her with that one issue yet. And I'm doing my damnedest right now, and I know other people are too. Whether you live with one demon, one skeleton in your closet, or if you're like me with 1,000,000, you need help. The indie scene needs help. Because the indie scene wouldn't be where it is today with everybody making a little bit of money instead of all the money we could be making if we could just set aside bullshit and deal with ourselves first. And if we could deal with ourselves, we can deal with anybody.
It has to start with yourself.
Always does.
You helped me learn that.
Yeah, but I've always I've always been a strong one. I could help anybody else out with their problem, but I could never help me. And I've been through relationship after relationship outside the business where that was always the case. I could help anybody, and they all relied on me. And I was always strong, and there was no problem I couldn't tackle except for my own.
I guess that goes into you being my rock, huh?
But you and Lyle and Chad and Drake hammering on me touched the nerve, and I guess at this point, what do I have to lose? My reputation is already at the bottom.
And it can only get better.
It can only get better. There's no way me, at this point, revealing myself and why I do the things I do and what shaped me can hurt me. And they're not excuses I'm going to feed you, because there is no excuse for what I've done in the past. There are no excuses for the mistakes I've made. And that's not even talking about professional. That's talking about personal, private issues. There's no excuse for the things I've done. None. But I'm going to try to give you the reasons for the way I am, and also the reasons for the reason this cause I've taken on to change me and make me better. Like I said, my mom has always told me I popped out being the way I am. I am 24 years old now. I've probably been to 15 to 20 funerals. I have been pallbearer at 6, 7, about half. I've watched my uncle be involved in a murder-suicide. I was there when my grandfather, I was on watch that night because I'm a natural night owl. Anybody that knows me, I sat there and everybody else went to sleep, and I watched him do his death rattle, and then I went to sleep, and maybe 5 minutes later he died. I have been privy. I grew up in a dysfunctional household, and anybody that says they didn't is lying. Every household is dysfunctional, and I don't believe in this. My parents made me do this. My parents made me do that. Bullshit. You make your own way. My parents are the greatest parents that ever lived. My mama is the baddest bitch in the world, and my daddy will take on any man and win. Period. Wonder where my mean streak comes from. And let me tell you, my parents, you've seen people, Bojack's got a short fuse. No, my parents have a third of the fuse I do.
I have a shorter fuse than you do.
Oh, yeah. Dee's got a way shorter fuse than I do.
And it's not, I'm not bragging either.
No, we're working on that, ain't we?
Yes, love, we are. With your help.
We're trying to dispel this anger. My name is Troy David Alston, and I don't know what that means anymore. I've been Bojack for so long that I forgot what I was like before I was Bojack. And Bojack was a name they put on me, and then I got the heat, and then I felt I had to live up to my name. And so I made so many stupid decisions along the way to try and live up to this fucking name that I didn't give myself and I didn't really want. But it's in me. The anger and the hate is in me to go, okay, if they want a fucking sideshow, I'm going to give them a sideshow. And all it's ever done is hurt me. All it's ever done.
And hurt others around you.
And that's the thing. The poison you think is going to stay with you and be with you. Problem is, it builds up to a certain point where everybody around you feels it. It's oftentimes put me at odds with my family who loves me regardless. But they could see me in pain, and they could see me spreading the pain around me. It's damn sure wrecked every relationship I've ever been in. Where it's almost like when people meet me, they like me. Because when you first meet me, I'm funny, I'm
Outgoing,
I'm crazy, but the longer you get to know me, the more you begin to hate me. Because you see me unravel before your eyes.
not you, but your ways.
Me. I am my ways. What I do is a reflection of me. And I'm diagnosed bipolar, minor schizophrenia, and when I get to my low points, I hear voices, and I've always given in to them. I've always done what would benefit me the least just to get a release, because I knew it would piss people off. Once again, I hated me so much that I wanted all of you to hate me as much as I did.
Because you wanted everyone to feel your pain. Misery loves company.
And it's a sickness. It's an absolute sickness. That once you get to that point where you hate everything about you, my look, my mannerisms, the way I speak, God, I hate my fucking voice. And you're having to listen to it, and I apologize.
Don't apologize. You have a lovely voice.
I hate everything about me. And I wanted everyone else to feel that hate. It ruined my wrestling career. It ruined my marriage. It could ruin my relationship with my child, but she doesn't. She's now at 4, she's starting to see Dad, and I'm hoping that what we're doing right now, this Heartseeker movement to get rid of all this bullshit around us and me, will affect that.
For the good.
This last relationship I was in that has left me despondent and broken and fucked up and made me realize what I've been doing to everybody else all this time. I'm always the pallbearer. Pallbearer carries the casket, sets it down, and goes stands. I'm not one of the mourners. I can't afford to stand there and cry. I can't be the guy that feels the death. I can only be the guy that helps it along. That's what I've always been. And that's family, friends, business, does not matter. That's always who I've been. And I'm looking to change that, because when your father looks at you and he's crying and you're not, and he looks at you in the eyes and goes, "You're a cold-hearted bastard," it vibrates. I'm sure as hell glad that fucking thing went off, or I was about to fucking have a mental breakdown here.
It's okay, I've got you.
When your fucking dad looks at you and says you're a cold-hearted bastard, and you realize he's right because that's what you've made yourself into, that cuts, and it cuts deep. When a promoter calls up the guy you're with who loves you and is trying to help you rehabilitate yourself, and he goes, "Look, the problem is not his fucking work. The problem is how fucked up he is. That cuts deep. When the people that are supposed to be your brothers, and my brothers, as everybody knows, are the Goonies, and if you don't know, Rocky Xavier Starr, which is my brother, and that's not a fucking work. Derek Rise, my brother, and that's not a fucking work. Mike McLeod, my brother, and that's not a fucking work. BJ Hancock, who I've known since I am 4 years old. I'm 24 now. I've known him for 2 fucking decades. And that's not a fucking work. And Brett Wolverton, who can't even stand the sight of you anymore. Somebody that in his second year down in the Carolinas, he could not have been closer to anyone else but you. But he got fed up with your bullshit because you're too goddamn crazy. And all you do is hurt yourself. And now you can't have a civil conversation on Facebook. That cuts deep. When your last relationship ended, when somebody left you for a 15-year-old you, that cuts deep. So what are you going to do at that point? When all things end, you come back to the beginning. And I began to look over my life and all the people I've seen die and all the mental illness in my family. And the fact that I always thought I was a terrible worker. And then I realized, no, people like my work. They just hate you. They just hate me. Where do you go? You have to start at the beginning. And what do? You turn to the people that understand you best, the people that have never left your side, the people that love you when you didn't want to be loved. And that's where I am right now. I'm with Deanna, who is here in this room right now because I could not do this without her. Drake is sitting inside. Just hugged him before I went out and he said, "You got this, brother." I'm with Chad Jones. I'm with Lyle Case. All guys that have felt pain I couldn't even describe.
It's okay.
And they tell you you're worth it.
Because you are.
When you do not think you are. And they're all working together to help you. It's a big feeling.
Family.
It's a family feeling. And my own family has my back more than words can describe. My real family. But they don't know the shit I'm telling you right now. I've spent my time in a loony bin. I've overdosed not caring whether I woke up. And what do I have to show for it? And I'll tell you what I have, and the thing that's kept me going, the only thing that's kept me going when I felt so fucking low, is I got a daughter. A fucking 4-year-old me, as scary as that is.
Yeah.
And somehow me, Irish, if you can't tell, the beard is already growing in red.
Yeah, I can't see it in this lighting.
Mated with a Jew, and somehow came out with a fucking perfect Aryan baby, blonde hair, blue eyes.
She is beautiful.
But
and she's a mess.
But the goddamn attitude is what tell you she's mine.
You taught her that.
that and the concrete head.
Oh my God, yes.
that's what kept me going. And I got another one on the way. And I can only hope he is the same as his sister. That's what kept me going, but there was nothing about me I liked. There was nothing about me I enjoyed. In the ring, the only fucking thing I could do better than anybody else was get my ass beat, because I can absorb more punishment than fucking...
Satan himself?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Foley. I can take as much pain as you want to dish out, and I have no problems with it. Hell, I've taken more heat in the bedroom than I've taken in the ring sometimes. That shit is empty.
You got the bottle of.
And by the way, I'm unscrewing this bottle and I'm drinking it now for liquid courage, but I do want everyone to know I've never, ever, ever shown up to a show fucked up. I would never do that. Abel Adams would beat the fuck out of me if I ever did that.
Yes, he would.
He beat it into my head. What little training I was at, that is something you never do.
And that's my boy.
The only person that has ever even questioned me showing at a show fucked up that actually knew me is Brett Wolverton. And that was because he knew me so well drinking at his apartment, he didn't know. But Rocky Starr and Mike McLeod and all those guys that went in to the food line across from the HVW arena that saw me buy sparkling grapefruit juice or grape juice or whatever the fuck it was to just run a stupid drunken manager gimmick, it's a gimmick. Do I drink more than I should? Yeah, but I'm 24. Who doesn't?
We all do, love.
I've never, ever disrespected this business by drinking before a match. The only time I've ever done it is I put down a mini bottle of Jaeger before I stepped in the ring with Bryce Anthony and handcuffed my hands behind my back. Because I knew the ass whooping that was coming.
And you took it like a champ.
That's because I deserved it. Regardless. It's not what this is about.
It's about everything, love.
This video I'm shooting is not about me. The video I'm shooting is I want people to understand how much hate can tear down everything around you. Hate. From the ages of 17 to 19, I could not have caught more heat. And that's a young, stupid kid doing what young, stupid kids do. I'm traveling around with the Goonies. Have you seen Rise work? Have you seen Rocky work? Have you seen Mike McLeod at SWA? Have you seen BJ Hancock? Fucking everywhere. I wanted to do something to make my name, and I took the wrong path about it. And I don't deny that. At all. I fucked up. A lot. I broke myself in this business, and I broke myself outside of it to where nobody wanted to be around me anymore. Nobody. Rocky. Rocky is the only one that stuck by me because he, just like Drake, Deanna, and Randy and Law, he saw something in me that said, I'm not giving up.
The only one of the Goonies.
And to add on to that statement, the only one of the Goonies, he's the only one I would see. I thought so little of myself. So little. That I didn't think anybody wanted to see me anymore. Drake and Dee didn't keep me away. I just stopped visiting. Law didn't kick me out. I just stopped talking to him. I was so convinced I had nothing to give anybody. That's what I became. I became nothing. That's what I'm still in. I'm still nothing. And I'm trying to fix that.
Love, you're wrong. You're everything.